Hey guys, it's Downing, and at the request of a few of the members coming over for the meetup next week, I'm going to give you guys a quick little basement tour, provided the wind doesn't knock my house down in the meantime. But let's just get started. This is not unlike any typical New England antique house. This place is about 160 years old, and the basement had been raised up probably in the mid-30s or so when they switched to oil heat and all that other stuff. So very low ceilings, but higher than it used to be. So we're gonna make our way down here, and that's my dog being paranoid for some odd reason. And over to the right side of the stairs we have the main area of the basement, but we'll make our way here first and show in here is the cut room and the paint room. This is basically where anything dirty, fumey, or anything like that gets taken care of. You got the drill press, got a little bandsaw. This can be a working station if we need a little extra room. Over here is the paint station. A couple of Envision casings waiting to be cut. Table saw. And over here we've got the chop saw on that back wall. It's where the power comes in. Have to use an extension cord for the other side for this table for the light and so forth, but that's not really a big deal. So that's that. In here we've got the secondary workstation, which I did up just a few months ago. Just took a bunch of storage space, moved it over into another unused part of the basement, and built in a nice little workbench. Of course, we'll all get to know this very well, because that sits about 4'6" off the ground. Yeah, so any of you guys over 6 feet, you're gonna have to crouch down at least 2 feet in order to avoid that. But let's get here. There fortunately is a big step down where they put the bulkhead in, so you can actually stand up straight. At least I can. I'm 5'8" and still got plenty of clearance, so. But you got the tools set up right there. The computer's not plugged in. Actually, I don't have another computer. That one's dead. But it's well lit and has got plenty of tools, because each side has its own tool pouch or tool drawers. And a nice vise, which I have to screw into place, but other than that. And over here is kind of the big jumbled mess of spare parts, wood molds, spare casings, and where all, the raw materials for controllers and systems and stuff like that hang out. And of course the graveyard of controller and system casings. So we'll have plenty of stuff to hack up if it comes to that. And now we're going into the main shop. And it's kind of hard to get all the views in, but we'll start from the left and work our way around. And here is the CNC setup. This used to have a computer and was connected to a control box, which was then connected to the CNC. That became a little tedious, so I decided to just rip everything out of both the control box and the computer, put it into one custom box. It's got a nice keypad, PS1 screen, which mirrors the main computer, with audio and obviously all the controls for the CNC machine. So that freed up everything down there. Here we've just got some storage for electronics components, end mills, among other things, and then just a bunch of other, you know, odds and ends, wires, that type of stuff. All of components, controller buttons, potentiometers, you name it, SMT parts. This is my primary workstation, where I've got everything set up. Hot air rework station, vise, Dremel bits, some wire. Same thing down here. Control bits, electronic bits, you know, all the cool stuff. Batteries, switches, and Dremel parts. All kinds of Dremel parts. Over here is where all the fasteners and everything are kept. Got a lot of different screws and a lot of different stuff to play with in there. I believe Shock Slayer is quite familiar with this and quite fond of it, so I will be keeping this out of his hands while it's in my basement, as well as anything else I figure he'll want to try and tamper with. Down here, more tool storage. This is the main tool drawer, kind of a mess right now, but got everything that I need right at hand while I'm working. And this is the cut tool drawer for the most part. Again, more butane. That's a butane soldering iron. Again, Shock Slayer, you're not touching it. Adhesives, tapes, earplugs, and spacers, hammers, all sorts of cool stuff. Even things that I don't have all the tools for, like die grinders. Or the oscillating tool. That's a lot of fun. And down there is just overflow stuff. Right here is the computer built into the wall. Flip it down, and that is connected to that by the same computer, so I can have dual monitors and so forth. I also have wireless mouse and stuff set up down here too, so I don't have to keep leaning over all the time. I didn't show you that too. This is my voltage test box, one that allows you to, you know, just push a button, and it's got two separate channels, two separate voltages, and one of these is a variable voltage where you can dial it in on either side, so that you can just really set a voltage that you need. It's pretty neat. Runs off of a computer power supply. And it also has audio video out too, so you can hook up the little screens and you can do all your testing here. But these are the outputs for the power. It's a neat little box. Over here, we've got my vacuum former, which, when the table is down, just becomes another working surface. Flip it up. You got the vacuum platen and the heating element and the heat box. And over here is a newer workstation. This is where I cut the casings down to size, and battery charging, screw storage, and an air compressor, which is very helpful for getting the casings out of the molds, as well as numerous other things. And I also have one webcam mounted there, which can be moved, and also one mounted up there. And if you've seen the videos over on MBB with me working, that's where the webcam comes from. But in any case, I'm just about to run out of time on this, so I'm going to upload it now. But this hopefully gives you guys an idea about what you're going to be getting yourselves into when you come down here. And it should be a pretty good time, though. And hopefully I'll have this out of here because I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit warmer than it has been next week, and we won't need it. So, I will see you guys a little more than a week. Getting excited.